So up next, we have Evangeline Leong, CEO of Kobe, who will be talking about winning with influence. A round of applause for her, please.
Good morning, guys. Nice to see all of you here again. I think yesterday we all heard from Meta. This morning, we heard from YouTube. Later on, we'll be hearing from TikTok. And hearing from all these platforms, I think number one, they are one of the very important stakeholders in the whole world that we are playing influence in. How their algorithm changes, how the kind of formats and content changes is really crucial. The second most important stakeholders are the content creators, the influencers. We heard a lot about them yesterday. There was quite a commotion, everybody rushing out, take photo with all the different content creators. And then we also know that the brands are very important stakeholders. Yesterday we heard from Casetify, right? And later we'll be hearing from more brands. So today I would like to talk a little bit about the insider perspective from an agency, from a platform perspective, that we are looking at all the different stakeholders, the platforms like TikTok, like YouTube, like Meta, the content creators, and then lastly, all the consumers, all the brands. So this is a very classic representation of exactly what Kobe does. We had a lot of questions yesterday as well. Exactly, why is Kobe organizing an I.CON? Right? This is very big scale, and the vibe of this conference is not that usual business conference that you wake up at 9 o'clock all the way to 5 p.m. And it's also not exactly the party, but looking at the lights and the setting, it's a little bit like half and half, because this is exactly what influencer marketing is about. Right? You need to understand the marketing objectives, yet you must be able to connect with the content creators, with the trends, with the challenges, and keeping up with all the different things that's happening online. And for Kobe, the reason why we're holding this conference is also because we understand in this industry it's so new. Nobody's attended some conference like that, and nobody knows exactly what to do. Right? We are all learning, and we hope that we could all learn together, gather everyone, and let's just learn from everybody and push this industry forward. So this lady you can see in the photo, it might look a little bit ghastly, but actually it's exactly what we are trying to share. See, relevance is not about who you're picking, who's the most popular or who's the most good-looking. When brands, agencies are picking their relevant content creators, it's about who is the most relevant, who can portray their message well. So it's not about who, it's about how. And it's about consumers. So a little bit background about Kobe. We've got 20,000 content creators across Southeast Asia. Singapore is our headquarters. And so far, for 7 years, we've done campaigns that has reached almost 100 million, and also engagements around 10 million. In total, we've done a lot of work on influencer marketing. So we're very niche, only influencer marketing, and that's our specialization. We've got 8 AI patents. I'll tell you a little bit more about what our technology does. Okay, and we are able to track how happy our advertisers are, as well as our content creators. And so far, there's been very good feedback. And lastly, we have won 3 times consecutively Gold and Local Hero for Influencer Agency of the Year. We're partners with Meta, TikTok, and been recently acquired by We Are Social. So fun fact, 92% of us, the things that we wear, the shops that we visit, the food that we eat, and maybe sometimes you want to check Instagram to tag photos before you order something in a restaurant. Sound familiar? Right? Because we trust what recommendations are, referrals are, and also 91% purchase a product after reading a review. Now, the knowledge economy tells us that before I buy something, I want to know more. I want to make a smart purchase. And knowledge is power. Internet gives us knowledge. So checking all this information allows me to make a good decision. So in the past, we read blogs, right? We were so patient. We would sit in front of a computer and we would scroll one page for half an hour reading a Hokkaido trip and how it is from day 1 to day 7. And then after that, we just want to see photos. And then today, we see very fast transition videos, right? If you're going to send someone a long article, I think the person will ask, do you have a video for it? It's going to give you so much more information, right? So the world has really changed and we will have to change with it. So I want to share with you a methodology that we used internally, and I hope the brands and agencies that are here, that are still wondering how do I kickstart and how do I do influence better, here's a good framework for us to take away with. It's called the ABCs of influence. I'll go through it with you one by one. Okay, the first one is awareness. Right? I think yesterday Castify spoke. For those that will not be able to make it, so Castify in the past, I think they were not as competitive with Otterbox as well as Pigeon. I hope you still remember these brands, right? It was all about how functional is your case, you know, whether or not the features, whether I roll over with a car, whether it will spoil my phone, and etc. Right? But Castify made it a lifestyle, a mirror selfie, a brand that tells you something different about you when you have a Castify. And that's the power of influence. And that's how you can condition the way that you want to brand. And that awareness when you get a lot of content creators to actually talk about you through that volume, through that versatility, where people can relate and increase your visibility. And that's the awareness that you can create. And then you can growth hack ahead of your competitors. So look at the search trends that you see can before and after in 2 years. So Castify, we use a always-on approach. There are hundreds of content creators that we engage each month, okay? And you can see that everyone gets a creative freedom to express themselves. And a lot of times, marketers, they have this big headache. Oh, I'm going to enter a new market. I need to make sure my language is correct. I need a translator. I need to make it sound correct in a local market. But with content creators, they will do it their way, their best way they communicate with their followers. So it's localized in that way, in a convenient way, right? And then you get a good coverage because people would share in their preferred platform. If I have followers on TikTok, I'll do it, right? If I am more familiar with YouTube Shorts, I'll do it. So you allow yourself to be covered everywhere that you prefer. So the next B of ABC, branding. So apart from gaining that awareness, right, that traction for you to growth hack through all the clutter from a startup brand, Castify, which 10 years ago I don't think anyone has heard of, but today it is that sought after lifestyle statement, right, to branding, where a lot of times marketers have the trouble about, can I fit everything I want into the caption? How long? What's the character limit? Right? With this struggle, I have 10 unique selling propositions. How can I squeeze it in? And then the skill set we're trying to master is about summarizing, right? But if we are able to tell a right story, facts may tell, but stories sell. And that's exact objective we are trying to achieve here. When we are looking at social media, whether or not we are looking at an image or a video, we're looking at least a 70% of our phone, the phone that we always stare at, and that's an image size. And if people are not interested in that image, they will not click on more to read the captions. And if an image is able to tell 1,000 words, sometimes you don't even need the caption. And the caption can be short, sweet, just a hashtag. It may even be more powerful. We have heard all less is more, right? So in these pictures, you can see what are the interesting ways we are able to express ourselves by using the different technologies that we have. If you're a tiger broker, you want people to remember that tiger image, and you want people to bring out that, you can use the different text overlay. If you want to say that you are in a mobile game like PUBG, right? For those that are familiar, you can see that that's a scene in PUBG, right? And you're also selling Mountain Dew. With that, you can tell that very quickly as well. And over here, Tiger Brokers, you can use it anywhere, even during the prehistoric time. Okay? And sometimes things can be quite fun. It's no longer those content about, okay, can you tell people how good is this skincare? It's about review. Content angles have thousands and limitless possibilities and creativities, right? I think SCDF, from a government standpoint, where we have a lot of restrictions about what to say and what not to say, they are able to creatively use content marketing, social media influencing, to tell people that, hey, I have the latest technology and I can save people without having to activate any physical man that may subject people to hurt, right? And you can do it fun. And sometimes it can be quite quirky. Clearly, it's Photoshopped, right? And having that dog there, it just brings up some humor, and we will just stop and see a little bit more and understand what's going on. And that will prompt me, at least, to look at the caption and see what this new technology is all about. And the last C, convert. You know, we hear a lot, at the end of the day, yes, we got all the awareness. Awareness is for top of mind share, you are top of wallet share, right? You will not buy something you don't even remember, okay? And then B, you've got your branding. You need to tell the right story. C, convert. We all want that, right? So the fun thing about content, about influencer marketing is that now you've got that content that's been already created, right? Sometimes, from the marketer's perspective, they'll be thinking, okay, I want to create a content. I want to make sure it converts. What works better, red or blue? Should I show the product? Should I show the someone using it? But when influencers carry the product, content creators carry the product, they are able to already know what works best, right? So why not? Why not already use that content that they have already powerfully created? And you can even see that the comments, wow, they're great, and the shareability is awesome. Why not use that content and then recycle it, right? Run it as ads. So now this is the most common best practice, and it's very powerful because you get to reach even more people. Now, influencer has 1 million followers. Now you want to reach 10 million. Okay, sure, take that and amplify it, right? You can get reach, you can retarget it. Sometimes contents can only last for a few days, maybe 1 week or 2 on social media. Now when you run it as ads, you can last it as long as you like, right? You just need to set the duration. So this is an example of how Philips does it. The content creator, they create a content. Now you can start to repost and retarget on the right social media platforms. You can even put it on the right marketplaces, Lazada, and continue to convert. So last but not least, now that we have heard all the different methodologies, A, B, and C, awareness, branding, and conversion, then the next thing is, wow, there's actually quite a bit of work to do. 20,000 content creators. How do you manage it? Managing 5 is also not easy. Bear in mind, you're human beings, right? How are you going to manage this volume, right? So one very important thing, today we are in the age of AI, you know, upstairs, the metaverse. I'm not sure if you've checked it out. Very fun stuff. So for sure, we have some patents and some AI. I would like to share with you some ways that you can do things more productively, effectively as well. So I'd like to share with you the 4 pillars of our influencer management system called the IMS that we've patented, the 8 patents that I mentioned. How you could be using it for your benefit if you walk out of this room. Of course, you can engage us. However, number 1, when you are trying to look for the creators that you're interested in, you need to make sure that their interest fits whichever you are trying to look for. For example, if you're looking for a food influencer, or if you're looking for a makeup beauty influencer, right, that interest needs to fit. Right? The second one is also you need to check whether content creators, sometimes people may buy fake followers, fake likes, and you want to check that as well. So our system is able to do that. The second one is that you also want to know who are the influencers or content creators' followers. Which country are they from? What gender? What age group? If you're selling, for example, kids products, you want to look for content creators whose followers are parents above a certain age. You don't want to look for content creators whose followers are all very young and teenagers, and that may not fulfill your objectives, right? And the next one, you want to know all the data analytics because it allows us to optimize and know which content works best, what time, and what kind of content. So analytics becomes really important. And lastly, content creators, when we are following up and we are doing all the draft, and edits and the posting and the scheduling, if we are doing automated advertising, it gets very fast. You can pretty much just set a time and it starts. But when it comes to managing a huge volume of content creators, a good workflow will allow us better efficiency to do things automatically. Okay? So these are 4 important parts to keep a campaign or when you're running any influencer marketing project very effectively and efficiently. This is all built into our own IMS as well.